the one lick everybody always wants to know about is flying saucers.
Mhm.
What key is that in? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I think it's in A. Maybe?
That'll do.
Close enough. But it's something like, is it something like this? Of course, you have a
That's
whammy
it.
bar on that, right?
Had a whammy bar.
Yeah, it's a Stratocaster. I don't have one
And
of
we
those.
used
I'm
it,
too primitive.
Used it a lot.
That guitar had just come out, hadn't it? Not long
Yeah,
ago.
I bought that guitar in San Diego while I was still in the Marine Corps.
Oh,
I don't think they'd even gotten back here yet,
wow.
but it was
So
pretty
you
new-
had the
new
first
model.
Stratocaster in Memphis.
I don't know if I had the first one, but I probably had one of the first ones.
No, I wish I'd had one to bring, but yeah, there's not a gig that I do where I don't do some variation of that.
Oh, good.
It'll get you out. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It'll get you out a lot of jams.
Yeah, I take that as a tremendous compliment.
Well, I would be up the creek if I didn't have some of your licks to.
Well, I think Carl
depend on.
Perkins was one of my favorites. I used a lot of his licks and stole some of his licks.
I'm sure it was,
He was a great
mutual.
guitar, yeah.
I'm sure it was mutual. Also, the whole lot of shaking stuff like. I mean, that's just
But
that's
it's not
such an
quite it, but that's
identical.
close enough.
Well, I'd like for you to show me.
Well, I've forgotten, so I'll let you.
But yeah, that kind of sound is just part of not just mine, but every rock and roll guitar player's vocabulary of.
Well, it's probably, John, it's probably because it's so simple that it's easy to pick up on. I'm surprised that more people don't pick up on it than what do.
Well, all of my favorite guitar players do. That's for sure.
Well, it's certainly a simple sound, but it kept food on the table and kept me working for a while. I certainly enjoyed it. In reality, I was more of a country guitar player, and when I came to Sun Records, and we started cutting what they call rockabilly or rock and roll, early rock and roll, we had to come up with some kind of a sound that was a little bit different than just single string
Right.
picking. Because I used to do I did a lot of single string picking, but I also did a lot of harmony, two string things. So we were just over in the studio and we needed to come up with something a little bit different, so I just messed around with that a while, and of course I used a whammy bar anyway. And so it came out pretty good. And Sam, another thing about this sound, Sam had a knack for putting just the right amount of slap back on the guitar, so that really helped me out a lot too. So I had to give him some of the credit.